Vanderpump Rules Season 11, Episode 2 has only further solidified how insufferable Ariana Madix, the patron saint of scorned women, has gotten. We'll get into that and more in this recap, so make sure to subscribe, like the video, and buckle up for the ride. The episode kicks off with another view of Ariana's filthy bedroom that I've been trying to scrub from my mind since last week. I hope Ariana isn't actually sleeping in that bedroom. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't understand why she can't find another place in the mansion to store her belongings or to even just go ahead and rent a storage locker. Tom Sandoval is back from that survival show he was shooting, and he says that things aren't okay between he and Shorts since Shorts talked crap about him on Jax's podcast. Hopefully, their totally heterosexual relationship can be salvaged soon because Tom's throwing his birthday party at the house tomorrow and obviously wants Shorts to be there. As he plans the party with his assistant, Tom tells her to tell Ariana that he's offering to pay for Ariana to stay in a hotel room away from the noise. It sounds like a wonderful gesture that Ariana should jump on given her disturbing living situation. If I were her, I'd also ask for him to pay for the hotel spa services for me and maybe a storage locker for the month. Tom's assistant announces his birthday party plans to Ariana, who refuses to go to a hotel, says that Tom should have his party somewhere else, and threatens to call the cops if there are people at the house making noise.
I will call the cops.
Okay.
She's becoming an insufferable Karen. The idea of calling the cops because your ex-boyfriend is throwing a party that he's perfectly entitled to throw is just ridiculous and a waste of resources. He made a very kind offer to Ariana so that she wouldn't be disturbed, and she's just, at this point, a miserable woman who wants to make him feel as miserable as she does. If y'all think the hype and validation that she got during the scandal made her feel happy, this season is going to be a documented proof that it hasn't. Ariana was also very rude and condescending to Tom's assistant, who seems like a nice, albeit fragile lady. Tom needs to replace this woman with a shark that Ariana can't walk all over. Meanwhile, at Villa Blanca, Lisa breaks the news that she and Ken will be closing down Pump Restaurant due to rent increases and something about a 10-year lease. The Pump closure is old news at this point, but I was shocked to learn that Lisa's husband, Ken, isn't in his 80s or even 90s. He's seemed that old for the past 10 years at least. Tom Sandoval getting a white noise machine to hide his conversations is so on brand, right along with his LED lights falling under the realm of artistic expression or freedom of speech from episode 1. He invites his brand manager over to talk about Raquel, who Tom claims to still be in love with and hoping to continue a relationship with, but I don't know that I believe him. Tom also talks about planning his home birthday party, which I'm assuming he's got to throw at home because he's bad for business, and it would be a terrible look for him to be out partying at Tom Tom or Shorts and Sandy's like everything is hunky-dory. The threat of cops being called to his party still lingers in Tom's mind, so he tells his band manager that he's going to compromise with Ariana by having everyone leave by midnight. I hate to say it, but Tom is coming across as the more mature and level-headed one between the two of them so far this season. Meanwhile, somewhere across town, Ariana and Lala meet up for smoothies, and Ariana tells Lala about the Tom birthday situation, thinking that Lala is going to hype up her insufferable demands, but Lala is visibly disgusted by how bratty Ariana is being.
How is the living situation going with Tom?
So tomorrow's his birthday. And today, Anne was like, hey, he wants to have a party here tomorrow. He said that he would get you a hotel. I'm like, this is my house. I will be at my house.
Lala doesn't understand why Ariana would call the cops, and then she actually suggests that Ariana offer Tom a curfew, which Ariana claims to be fine with.
Couldn't you say to Anne, just be like, hey, I know it's his birthday and I want him to have the best time. Could we just make sure everyone's gone by this time?
Though we all know that she doesn't want Tom to be able to throw the party at all. Lala says it would be easier to move out than to deal with all this mess, but Ariana says she isn't moving out until the house is sold because she doesn't want Tom to be able to keep the house he broke.
I mean, wouldn't it just be easier to move out?
Yeah, sure. When the house is sold.
Listen, Ariana, Tom broke his apartment with Kristen, and you were not only happy with him keeping it, you were also happy to move your trifling, gaslighting ass in, so spare me. Lala tells Ariana that Sandoval gets off on making her uncomfortable, so she's not winning the way she thinks she is, and I completely agree. Lala truly can be an oracle sometimes. Living in filth and frustration and on eggshells in your home to stick it to Tom isn't worth it. The best revenge is happiness and letting him struggle to stay afloat in that home while you find another beautiful house to make a home. Ariana is out here renting Airbnbs or hotels when her New York boyfriend comes into town for F's sakes. It's just ridiculous. Sorry to be so harsh, you guys, but Ariana got her karma going from mistress to girlfriend to losing Tom to the latest mistress and should just take the L and move on.
It's getting weird.
We finally get to change the topic as Ariana claims that her new boyfriend Dan has opened her mind to the possibility of actually wanting to have kids. I'm sorry, but she needs to do a lot more maturing before heading down that route and maybe even clean her room. But I digress. Across town, we see Lisa Vanderpump and Ken Todd have a goodbye party at Pump Restaurant and flashback to all the nostalgic moments that come with it, including Shorts having a panic attack after 30 seconds of bartending back in the day. He tries to make up for it on closing day by lasting 31 seconds behind the bar this time. He then sits down exhausted from his short shift to tell Lisa that Tom Sandoval has tainted their business name and the partners no longer want to work with him. Apparently, their partners even said that they would close the door in Tom Sandoval's face if he ever tried to pop up at Shorts and Sandy's unannounced. Sorry in advance to your ears, but Sheena decides to remix her Good as Gold song to make it more grunge for those emo night parties that she, Ariana, and Katie host, and we unfortunately get to hear a snippet of it.
Come on, you're riding shoddy. Stop waiting for a sign. Come close and touch my body. What's up, a good time?
Meanwhile, over lunch, Tom Sandoval tells Shorts that he's broke because Ariana has stopped paying bills for their house. What is Ari's reason for doing that, you guys? She insists on staying there, yet won't pay her half of the home's bills. Her excuse is that she doesn't trust Tom's accounting of the bills, but does she not have her own direct access to the banking to know what she should pay? Can she not pay the same amount she was consistently paying before he cheated? Not paying at all is wild. And who really wins when the bank forecloses on the house? Tom then confronts Shorts on their business issues, and Shorts talking crap about him on Jax's podcast, and Shorts is unapologetic about his comments and takes Sandoval to task for not doing much to help strategize ways to keep their business afloat during the Scandoval. He even tells Sandoval that he's going to do what's best for himself when Sandoval asks if he's going to stick with him. I think that's the most ballsy I've seen Shorts against Sandoval in a long time. Next, we're off to Sheena's house to talk about the postpartum OCD that she's been grappling with since the birth of her daughter, Summer Moon, who, by the way, is such a gorgeous baby with her little bows. Brock is beefing with Sheena's mom as usual, and things come to a head when he mocks Sheena's OCD and makes a weird comment about how it's okay for him to discount her feelings because Sheena has her mom and friend validating her enough. I think he actually even refers to them as yes men. Yikes. All three of the ladies say, practically in unison, that Brock is supposed to be a supportive husband. What a tool. It's time for Allie to start peddling her escape plan as she and James invite Tom Shorts over so that Allie can analyze his birth chart. Upon close inspection, Allie tells Shorts that his chart is the most Libra-filled of any chart that she has examined, meaning that he is the ultimate peacekeeper and people pleaser, which is rather ironic given his horrific behavior within his relationship and marriage to Katie Maloney, who, by the way, is completely irrelevant this episode. Is it normal for peacekeepers and people pleasers to relentlessly cheat, body shame, and pour drinks on women? I'm asking for a friend. It's time to celebrate Tom's birthday, and a bunch of unknown people start filling the home. Production was shady in making it extra clear that the only people who want to celebrate Tom Sandoval are people who work with him, their significant others, and thirsty-ass Billy. Meanwhile, at some bar, Ariana is celebrating emo night with her girls, so what was she even bitching about Tom's party for? Just difficult for no reason. The emo makeup looks great on her, by the way. James and Allie are the only members of the cast outside of Shorts who pulled up to the party, and Allie didn't even want to go inside. What a girl's girl. Love that. James enters the home empty-handed, which is weird and tacky to me, but he made up for it by shading the hell out of Sandoval's random-ass party guests, one of whom was a thirsty surfer from Tom Tom, who beelines it to James to ask him about the quote, friend group situation. James doesn't give him the time of day and instead turns him into an assistant to go and fetch Tom instead of answering the question. Gagged. Once seated away from the motley crew, James asks Tom if he's sorry for betraying him, and Tom wants to talk in circles instead of directly responding to the question. He brings up the Kristen betrayal from 10 years ago, which prompts James to get up and leave, telling Sandoval to grow up.
Are you sorry for like betraying me?
Betraying you?
Yeah, like the ultimate betrayal.
Once outside, James pees on Tom's bush like a grown-up.
Is it illegal to piss on someone's bush?
James, no.
He's just so lame. I can see why Allie has to force herself to pretend to be attracted to him. Hopefully her psychic business or music career take off so that she can give up the charade. Anyway, you guys, that does it. A recap of what went down on this week's episode of Vanderpump Rules. I hope you enjoyed the recap. If you did, please do make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more, and leave your comments and opinions on what went down on the episode. Take care.